Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm the one they call Peachy Pie and you're most welcome to join me here. So today we're headed into the kitchen. I'm going to make something with potatoes similar to a recipe that I've seen before. I'm not using any recipes. I just want to try some things out because I want to see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then you'll know exactly what not to do in order to make something like this. So let's go and have a look at what's in our kitchen, shall we? Okay, so the first thing that I did was I boiled some water in the kettle. I boiled 2 kettles and then we got some oil, bread, pepper, spice, flour, salt, eggs, and some potatoes. Okay, so I turned on the stove to high heat because I want to boil the potatoes. So that's like the first thing that we're going to do. And I put the water in and then I toasted my bread. I ended up using 4 slices. And then I peeled and chopped all of my potatoes. And there's my second lot of bread. Next thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that these are stone hard and cold, and you want to grate them. And as you grate them, you'll see at the bottom, ta-da, crumbs. There's your little DIY trick for crumbs. Okay, so I tossed all my potatoes, all my chopped potatoes into the pot, and I added a little bit of salt, and I let that cook for about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, not too long. I covered it with a lid though. Okay, and then I put them in a cold bath, essentially just poured some cold water on it to let it cool down, and then I put my frying pot on medium to high heat, and then poured a bunch of oil into the pot. Okay, next we've got our crumbs and everything's basically ready to go for the assembly. That's what they looked like. Those were my crumbs. Then there's our potatoes, which were cooled down by room temperature. I cracked 2 eggs and I popped them into a bowl, and then I whisked the mighty heck out of them. And I popped some flour, about half a cup of flour, into a bowl as well. And then I added some spice to it. It's barbecue spice and some pepper and some salt. I didn't add enough seasoning, I can tell you that, definitely. So you might want to add some more salt yourself. But then I took a potato and then I coated it in some egg, and then I popped it in the flour, and then I popped it in egg again, and then I popped it in the crumbs, and then I put it on my little plate, and then it was ready to go into the pan, and I cooked them in batches of 10 because I made way too many potatoes. So I had to add extra oil, and I added an extra egg just in case. And yeah, and these are what they look like when they were cooked, just like kind of like chicken nuggets. They were actually quite nice, just a little bit under seasoned. Okay, so a couple things that I learned about making these little potato bites. I'm calling them potato bites. First of all, when you're making crumbs, it's probably just better to buy crumbs from the store, but they can be quite expensive sometimes, so I like make your own. But when you make your own, make sure that your toast is super hard and super dry. You want to let it cool down to like room temperature before you grate it, because otherwise it will still have moisture in it, and then it will start to just become like crumbly bread, and it will be a little bit clumpy. So that's not that's not really fun. Then another thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that your potatoes are all the same size, so that when you boil them and when you cook them, when you boil them and when you fry them afterwards, they are going to still be like cooking evenly. So you won't get some that are super soft and some that are still slightly hard, because that did kind of happen. Some of the pieces were slightly larger than intended, but I went, it's okay. Don't do that. Yeah, and then another thing is, instead of dipping the potato into the egg, then into the flour, then into the egg, and then into the crumbs, a better idea is to just get like a couple of bowls with lids on them, so that you can put the potatoes in a bowl, and then like take another bowl, and then you whip up your egg, and you pour it over the potatoes, shake it, throw out the remainder of the egg so that like the potatoes are covered but there's not too much egg left over in the bowl. And then you want to take your flour and then you throw that in and then shake it, and then throw off any excess flour, and then take another egg, pop that in a separate bowl, take the next egg, like roll it through all the eggs and stuff, and the flour mixture that you have with the potatoes in it. And then you want to take your bowl of crumbs, and after you remove the excess egg, obviously it's like a long method if you think about it, but it's much quicker than just doing them individually, right? So I used 4 slices of toast to make my crumbs, and it covered like I think three of like all the batches. Like there was just like a little bit left, so I had to make a little MacGyver for like the rest of the flour and stuff. I used 4 slices of toast, and I used 2 eggs to whip up so that it would coat everything. But I think it will go much better, much easier with less ingredients if you do it this way, where you just pop everything in a bowl and then just shake it through, and then pop the eggs, shake it through, pop the flour, shake it through, pop another egg, shake it through, then pop the crumbs and shake it through again. And it's like much quicker, and there's a lot less cleanup, because let me tell you, my kitchen is in a state. So I'm gonna have to go clean that up. But you enjoy your evening further. Cheers. Well, that's it from me. If you enjoyed this video, don't be scared to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a fantastic day further. And please don't forget to take care of yourself, because you absolutely deserve it. Cheers.
그대 잠깐 눈을 붙일 때 나는 마음